Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for August 21st to the 27th of 2018. Oh my God, I cannot believe we're already at the end of August. That is just out of control. Sun moves into Virgo this week, which is super exciting. I am always happy when the sun moves into Virgo. And then we do have the Pisces full moon happening as well. I believe that's on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. That is the last thing I remember. Hello to everyone who's hopping on. I'm just going to lay this out while everyone is joining. Then I'll do some oracle cards. But I am really glad to have the sun in Virgo just makes me feel like I want to nest, get ready like for the school year. Not that I'm in school anymore, but that's kind of how it makes me feel. And then I will be doing the full moon in Pisces all signs reading on Tuesday. So tomorrow I'll be getting that done. Okay, and hello to everybody who's still hopping on. I'm going to start with a few oracle cards. Let's see what's coming through here. First thing we have coming up is strength, perseverance, personal power, being able to get things done this week. It looks like this is a much more empowered week than usual. It might just be the Virgo energy of like, yep, I'm gonna get things done and make things happen. That could easily be the reason for that. And then we also have instincts coming up. So just really trusting your gut. Like, what does your body want? What does your body need? That's going to be a good place to start with all of this shifting happening this week. As we all know, Mercury is now direct. Hallelujah. So that's making things a lot easier to move forward as well. And then I'm going to pull a few cards. Actually, I have not used this deck yet, so let's see how this works with this reading. Okay, so you have the Child, which is really more about you. I don't think this has to do with another, like somebody else's child. I think it's more about paying attention to what part of you may have been missed in some way. Like, think about the younger version of you that needs a little bit of love or attention or play or whatever it is that's coming up. Just notice what it needs, because sometimes I've seen a lot of people who have like inner child stuff that comes up and it kind of wants to snatch the wheel out of their hands and be in charge. And so what that's really pointing to is, hey, there's an unmet need that I really want to fix and repair, but it's kind of like, if this feels out of control, you just want to take a step back and see, okay, how can I help you? What can I give to you? What do you need? And then go from there. Okay, and then let's see what the Sovereign Oracle has to say. I'm going to pick a few of these cards. You guys know the deal with this. There's one word and 3 phrases that go along with it. So just notice what your intuition has to say. Genius. Acknowledge the kindness of your muses. Create time and space for flow. Release your pressure to perform. It's not all up to you. So this also has to do with not doing it alone. not being alone in your processes, not having to carry the burden or carry the responsibility of everything that's happening. It just looks like you can actually call on a few different things to kind of collaborate with people. Stimulus, it's time to actively seek out your new inspiration. Look to other arenas, I thought that said areas, arenas to find your aha. Do something novel to call in your muse. Try something new. I'm getting that this is going to be a good week to like pick up a new routine. Do something different. Oh, hi Fabienne. Nice to see you. Hi. I want to give you a shout out. So it's like, try something new, do something different. Just explore that. That's going to be really, really helpful this week, especially as we get into the groove of kind of winding down, you know, kind of the buzz of summertime and having space and time off. It looks like we're kind of getting back into routines, and so that can actually work to your advantage. You can actually use this time as a way to kind of cultivate a little bit more motivation for yourself, and you might find that there's a lot of good that comes out of that. And then we also have vitality, protect your energy, invite life-affirming relationships, release energy vampires, honor your body's requests. This is what I was talking about earlier with the instincts card. Pay attention to what your body wants. Like, it's not just being, oh, silly body. It's actually telling you something you need to know. It's actually communicating with you about something that you need to do or get done or make happen or make a change with, especially when it comes to health. Okay, so the central energy for you this week is the Four of Cups. What you say no to matters just as much as what you say yes to. Keep that in mind, that if you're saying yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. And so this is about, like, what are you turning down? This, for a lot of you, could be habits. It might be things that you've been doing consistently that don't serve you, that are actually kind of a distraction, or things that just aren't really contributing to where you want to go. It's about looking at what you want to grow, and do your actions reflect that? Or is this something where you kind of need to take a step back and make some adjustments? The crossing energy is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about, like, getting your energy back, that vibrance and vitality, you know, what this is saying, listening to your body, and it's all stemming from paying attention to where your energy is going. What exactly are you doing with the amount of energy that you have right now? Where is it going, and what are you constructing or building with it? Think about it this way. If you were to look at yourself in a year, like if you were a year ahead and looking at yourself right now, what would you say about the actions that you're taking? Like, what are you communicating with your actions? Like, looking at your past self, like, oh man, I was doing way too much. That didn't align with my goals. Or maybe it's, I was really scared about moving forward with something. It's just about looking at where you're spending a lot of time and energy, and then going from there and aligning yourself with your actions. What you have shifting out is the Hanged Man. Yep, this is the habits that I was telling you about, the complacency, I know that what I'm doing isn't good for me, but I keep doing it anyways. That's the energy that you have shifting out this week, and that's clearing up a lot of space. It might be waking up really late. It might be having too much screen time at night. It might be overexerting yourself. It might be saying yes to too many things. It might be, who knows? Just pay attention to whatever you're doing that's like not supportive of you at this time. And then the oncoming energy we have is Justice. I'm going to clarify this. Justice is kind of a weird oncoming energy, in my opinion, because I'm like, I don't know, this card in particular feels vague to me. Some people love the Justice card and it's really easy for them to work with. Eight of Cups. So new insights. Like the way you thought about it before is not the way you're going to think about it in the future. So you actually have a great deal of clarity and insight coming through this week. In part, I think that's going to come from the new moon. You know, we have that super psychic, super emotional, full moon. Sorry if I said new moon. But that's kind of the tipping point for where your insights can kind of flip around and change. And so that is what's showing up here with the Eight of Cups. So I do like seeing this because it's just showing that the perspective that you're having around your space, your energy, and your habits is transforming. So it's kind of like a new way of thinking about what actions you're taking and what you're doing for yourself, what you're doing for others, and how that's either helping, harming, blocking, whatever that's doing for you. The external environment, Page of Discs, a new endeavor. I'm going to clarify this one as well, but it's kind of like that, like a new project or trying something new. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of energy about doing things differently in this reading, so it's a good time to exercise that. And then to clarify the Page of Discs, we have the Child of Arrows. So this is the Page of Swords. Maybe it's an idea that you've had for a while and you just haven't executed on, or it's something that you've been wanting to pursue that you finally have the ability to do at this time. It just looks like it's the right recipe of getting things done and conceptually making things happen. So I think you have a nice blend that's happening here. In the environment, it looks like you have the space to do it. So whatever you want to take on that's new, remember that there's something in your energy that needs to be cleared out first, something about your habits that need to be cleared out first, so that you can actually make this happen. Otherwise, you might be or feel kind of like stuck with all of this. Like you can't actually make it happen if you have like a super crowded schedule, for example, or you're really, really low energy. Start thinking about what could be draining your energy, both on a personal level with other people. Are you managing a lot of people? Are you caretaking for somebody else? Are you assuming other people's responsibility? Ask yourself those questions. And then in the subconscious, we have the Eight of Discs. So this is hard work. I think you're doing a lot of efforting around making things different for yourself, and you're doing a lot of the emotional work. Hi, Natasha. Nice to see you on here. Okay, so then we also, for a clarifier for this, I got the Empress. So making sure that even though you're doing the work, that you're still having compassion for yourself, that you're taking care of you throughout all of this. That matters a lot. You know, it's something where you can't effectively make changes if you're neglecting yourself. Okay, so just really think about what you need. Think about what is going to help you feel good. Think about all of that stuff. What support do you need this week? Okay, now I'm doing a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to pick a card before or after I flip them over, whatever feels good for you. Okay, so card number 1, we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, release. What are you releasing? Okay, and this looks to me like it's something that you are choosing. You're deciding to let go and leave space for something else. And that is what needs to happen so that you can actually build something that you've been wanting. Because both the Page of Discs and the Eight of Discs is construction cards. Like, that's where you really get things done and make things happen. And so that's why you have to clear stuff out. So don't, I know this card like scares a lot of people, but this looks like it's being decided by you. You kind of have to set something aside in order to create that space. Card number 2, we have the Nine of Swords. This is just fear. All of this energy that's coming up has to do with the full moon in Pisces. Okay, the emotional fear. What if I get abandoned? What if I express my needs and somebody leaves me? What if I'm too high maintenance? What if I'm asking for too much? What if I'm not doing enough? Like, that's totally what's coming up with this fear picture. And so I just want to remind you that it's not like, that's not what's going to happen. It's about practice. So if what you've done before isn't working, then it's safe for you to try something different. Even if that means that you lose something or somebody isn't capable of showing up for you. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that they can't show up for you. Or that the situation probably isn't aligned with you and you need to create space for something bigger and better. And card number 3, we have the Daughter of Cups. This is equivalent to the Page of Cups. And it's just about being honest and vulnerable. Honest with yourself, honest with other people, and just being realistic with your emotions. Okay, so what I mean by realistic is just like being candid, being frank. There's no reason to like hide them, because remember, emotions make sense. When you trace back down to the root of where that feeling is coming from, it makes sense. I have not met a person whose feelings are bizarre or don't make sense or are completely out of the blue. So I promise you that if you start looking at it, you're going to find some sense of relief there. Okay, we have another 3-card pick. Go ahead, pick a card, whichever one feels good to you. All right, and card number 1, we have the Eight of Swords, not knowing what's coming next. This is kind of a necessary energy for you to work with in order to move forward. It's like you have to have some of the unknown so that good things can happen. And it would be really hard to let good things into your life if you knew around every corner, if you were able to see every outcome, if you were able to just know what's going to happen next. So work with this. Be okay not knowing. That's kind of the thing that you have to accept in order to feel liberated in the present. Card number 2, we have the King of Pentacles. This is you being really grounded. I think that this is going to be a really grounding week. Good for professional endeavors, good for business, getting things done, making things happen. This is a very task-oriented card, and so you might feel yourself just like cranking out to-do list tasks if this is the card that you picked. So this is a really nice energy to work with as well. And then card number 3, we have the Five of Swords. Again, what are you leaving behind? The question just keeps coming up. What are you making space for? Because the Five of Swords is like, okay, I'm picking up and leaving that situation behind. And this guy is victorious in his pursuits, but it's like he has to walk away from this situation and find a new one. And so that's what you're in the process of doing, even if it's uncomfortable. You know, all of that is working in your favor. All right, so that's all I have for you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely week, and don't forget, I will be doing the full moon sign by sign reading tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to go live yet, but it'll be sometime in the morning or afternoon Pacific time. And don't forget, if you want to work with me, if you want to get a single question or a tarot spread, it's a good time to work with me. August is a slow month for business owners because everyone's on vacation and getting settled. So I do have plenty of space, and so I've been able to get stuff out pretty quickly to people. So if you are interested, you can check out all of the links in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, or go to Onyx Healing.